What's going on YouTube? This is Sports Gaming 1, actually SG1 Sports, and this is our Week 4 recap in the Big Ten. It was kind of a quiet week in the Big Ten besides the big one, Penn State versus Iowa. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to start seeing some bigger games, some bigger conference games in the Big Ten coming up very soon. But let's go ahead and start it off with UNLV at Ohio State. Ohio State put this one away early. The final score 54-21, and they give up 21 points, but I think it seems like most of those were towards the end of the game. J.G. Barrett had a pretty good game. How about that? 5 touchdowns. So Ohio State has played pretty well since that loss to Oklahoma, and I still think they control their own destiny to get to the playoffs. They obviously still control their own destiny to get to the Big Ten championship game. They haven't even played a conference game yet. Maryland, this one was a disappointment. I really thought maybe they could win this one against Central Florida. Central Florida is a pretty good team. But this was a tough loss because you lose at home and you lose by a lot of points, 38-10. So a very disappointing performance here for Maryland. We'll have to see how they bounce back. Maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. They certainly didn't look like it in this game. Let's go now. Indiana over Georgia Southern, 52-17. That offense, I'm telling you, it's good. It's one of the best in the country for Indiana. They continue to put up a lot of points. Their defense hasn't played great, but they played pretty well. And I've been saying it all year, they're going to upset somebody in the Big Ten. Who is it going to be? Well, we'll have to wait and find out what happens there and see if I'm actually right. But Indiana on a roll right now. Rutgers and Nebraska. Nebraska's defense played really well in this one, holding them to just 194 yards. They win by 10 points. I'm just not really impressed with either one of these teams. I don't think Nebraska is going to beat anybody good this year. Maybe they pull off a minor upset at home sometime during the season, but I just don't really see it happening. And Rutgers is pretty terrible. Let's go now. Michigan at Purdue. This one was close, but Purdue was leading. And here comes Michigan in the second half. John O'Korn comes in. Have they found something with this offense? That is the question. And if they can, improve in that area, the way their defense has been playing, Michigan could be a playoff contender. I've been back and forth on this team. Preseason, I thought they were too young. I didn't know if they could get it done. After they played Florida, I thought this was going to be, this is a top 5 team, and then they've kind of looked sluggish. I've just been all over the place, and I really still don't think we know about Michigan. We have not seen them play a really good team yet, and until we do, I think, we know this is a real good team, but is it a great team? That is the question. Again, if they can keep that offense going, if John O'Korn is going to be the quarterback going forward, that could be huge for them. Notre Dame, Michigan State. Michigan State really struggled in this game, 38-18, the final score. So we thought Michigan State might be back. Maybe this was the old Michigan State. Maybe they're going to, maybe contend in the Big Ten, but it sure didn't look like it in this game. Notre Dame goes in there on the road, beats them by 20, and this was a very impressive performance by the Irish. Michigan State, Lewerke played good in this one, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns. So at least they've got some good quarterback play. They've been lacking that the last couple of years. Now that they've got that, maybe if they can get better in other areas, maybe Michigan State can get it together. And I don't really think they're going to have a chance to win the division, but maybe they can get a big win or two at some point during the season. And how about the game of the week? The game of the weekend right here, Penn State at Iowa. What a game. The defense has played so well in this one. But how about the guts of Penn State to go on the road and get this win? They scored that late touchdown on just an unbelievable play. Saquon Barkley was amazing in this game. I mean, he is the best player in college football. You can say Lamar Jackson's up there with him, but he is just electric right now. He's doing it in all kinds of ways, catching the football, running the football. And I still, if you follow my channel, I picked Penn State to win the national championship. And there's still a path to get Penn State and Ohio State into the playoffs. If Penn State were to only lose to Ohio State goes on to win the conference. Maybe it happens, but, I'm feeling more and more confident about Penn State being able to actually go on the road and beat Ohio State. I know this is a close game. Iowa's not a top 10 team by any means, but that is a tough place to play. And for them to go in there on the road and get this win, what a win for Penn State. And I was impressed with Iowa as well. They had a chance to win this game. They played really well. I think they're going to be a tough out for anybody the rest of the season. This is a solid football team. Again, it's not a top 10 team, but they're just very solid, and they're pretty much always like that every year, and this year is no different. So that's my recap for the Big Ten. We'll have the ACC coming up later. and we'll have our previews coming up for this coming weekend coming up in just a couple of days. So thanks for watching this video, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports YouTube channel.